Over the past 5 decades, Africa has come a long way in shaking off its colonial shackles and forging its own bright and confident future. War, famine, and dictators that were once commonplace and seemed to be unavoidable in Africa's past have now become a relative rarity. In recent times, the African economy has gone from strength to strength. The IMF this month forecast economic growth of 5.4% in 2013 and 5.7% in 2014 for the economies of sub-Saharan Africa, noting that it will be among the fastest growing places in the world, second only to developing Asia. Let me say that again, among the fastest growing regions of the world, second only to Asia. We should drill that into our collective cerebral cortex. World Bank analyses show that about 25% of the countries in Africa, notably Sierra Leone, Niger, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Ethiopia, Burkina Faso and Rwanda, grew at 7% or higher, putting them in league with the fastest growing countries in the world. This positive economic story rarely makes the newsstands. Good news, relatively, rarely does. Part of the mission of this dialogue here at La Trobe, part of my mission delivering this lecture here in La Trobe University, is to convey this basic economic message to the Australian community at large and to Australian business in particular, that Africa is well and truly open to business. Yes. Africa represents the future. Asia is the present and will be the future for some time to come. Look beyond the decades and you will see Africa rising just as Asia was rising a couple of decades ago. The figures that I've just referred to favourably attest to improved governance standards that African governments have progressively achieved over the past decade or more. The creation of consistent and clear fiscal, legal and regulatory policies and practices has increased greater economic efficiency, predictability and most importantly transparency for government and for business. The positive result has been a significant increase in involvement by the international community in the continent's economic development. Foreign direct investment in Africa is estimated to have climbed to 38 billion in 2012, more than double the figure that we saw back in 2002. Over the past decade, real income per person across the sub-Saharan African region has increased by more than 30%, an astonishing improvement on previous 20 years in which it shrank by nearly 10%. This has been a remarkable decade in Africa's history, the global financial crisis notwithstanding. Whereas currently less than half of Africa's countries have achieved what the World Bank would call middle income status, defined as at least $1,000 per person per year, Africa's average per person income is now $1,700 per year. So if Africa was one country, it would, within the World Bank's definition, now be lying within the middle income bracket. In any event, by 2025, the World Bank expects most African countries to have reached middle income status. Much progress has been achieved, much progress still remains to be achieved. But where progress has been obtained, we should celebrate it, acknowledge it, and to make sure that we communicate it effectively. This is particularly good news as the African population continues to be one of the fastest growing regional populations in the world, with Nigeria predicted by the UN to overtake the United States by 2055 as the world's third most populous country after India or China. Watch Nigeria in all of its potential and all of its future and all of its current challenges. There will go a large slice, in fact, of the world's future.